have a look at this. This is a BMW K 1600 GT and a little bit of sporty action too. Oh yes, catch you inside.
RevelatorAlf.
Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. Hope you're enjoying the channel and the series of videos. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Check out the website RevelatorAlf.com. So, I'm looking for a tourer, possibly. I thought I'd come and try out this K 1600 from BMW. Gotta say, this is a monster. Just ridden it just a little way up here, just to do this bit, and it is an absolute growler of a tourer. A real big machine. I could easily be turned on by this. Right, let's go through some specs, shall we, and have a real good look at it. So the BMW K 1600 GT, it's about 18,700 as a base price. Then let's face it, you can add a dynamic package and add all extra bits and pieces on it to bump up the price, just like any other bike. So it's an oil and water cooled 6-cylinder engine. Yes, you heard it right, 6 cylinders. It even says so right there. And it's a 4-stroke engine as well. And it's got 4 valves per cylinder. That makes it what, 24 valves? Oh yeah. Overall, it's a 1649cc engine, and I tell you what, it packs a punch as well. Now, this is coming in at 160 horsepower and 175 newton meters. It's got electronic intake pipe injection, as you would expect, fuel injection. It's supposed to go well over 124 miles an hour. I've got a feeling it'll go a lot faster than that, I've got to say. And apparently it'll do in the region of about 45-46 miles to the gallon. Well, yeah. That's kind of standard, isn't it? It's got a multi-disc clutch in an oil bath. It's got a 6-speed as well, and it is a shaft drive down there. It's got an aluminium frame, and it's got a load-bearing engine too. Right, let's look at the suspension. So, bit of an odd one on the BMW. It's kind of got this central strut right up there. Probably can't see it, but it's always under there. And that's called the BMW Duo Lever System, or other. And that's basically got 115 millimeters of travel. So on the rear, it's got this sort of monoshock here, this paralever system, which they call it, and that's got 135 millimeters of travel. Cast aluminium wheels, front and rear, 17-inch bish bash bosh. Or I should say, bish, mish, wish. Yeah, you know what I mean. So brakes, twin disc at the front, 320 millimeter, and they've got 4 piston calipers. On the rear, it's got a single disc, 320 millimeters, and just a 2 piston caliper. This bike has got it all. It's got ABS, lean angle optimization, traction control, cruise control, hill start type thing. It's got an electric windshield. It's got a big bad radio and a center console bit here as well, and also you could have heated grips and all that kind of stuff. So wheelbase here is 16-18 millimeters, seat height is 810 to 830 millimeters, length, overall length is 2,324 millimeters, height is 1,440 millimeters, width is 1,000 millimeters, and weight, yeah, it's quite a hefty one. Wet weight is 334, but interestingly, it doesn't feel that heavy, but you do feel as if there is a lot of motorcycle in front of you because you're sat so far rear, and all this is right in front of you there. But it's not as if you're overstretching, it's just that there's a lot. It's a long bike and there's a lot of this in front of you. That's why it's a great tourer. Right, and lastly, it's got a 26.5 litre tank with a 4 litre reserve. I mean, it's pretty big and it's going to get you very far. Right, enough of all that, shall we? Shall we just get on the bike and give it a go? Oh, yes. Right, power button on. Oh, yes. Pull in the clutch. Activate the starter. Oh. Great thing here on the left hand side, you can change the suspension settings, the semi-active suspension settings. On the right side you've got the mode settings. You can change it to road, rain, dynamic, all that kind of stuff. Right, here we go, let's give it a go. As I say, you do feel as if there's a lot of bike right in front of you here. Oh, Look at the growl of that engine, that exhaust note. Strangely enough, the gears seem quite short on this. The first, second and third, quite close gears, but really nice. Lovely seat. It's not too soft and it's not too hard. You feel as if there's a bit of a lip from the rider's seat to the passenger seat at the back, so you kind of held in position there. I've got to say, this is not your ambling tourer. This is a sports tourer. This is a tourer with punch. Oh yeah. And I'm not even at 2,500 revs here. It is just an awesome bike. 6 gear, 50 miles an hour, stable as you like. Stable as you like. You kind of feel as this bike is kind of gliding over the surface. Do you know what I mean? It's effortless. Initially, when you start it up, you think, oh, there's a bit of a growl to that exhaust note, and you think, oh, these gear changes are a little bit short. But no, it isn't. It's just knock it down into a bend. Oh yeah, beautiful, lovely balance for such a big bike. I've got to say, lovely balance. Brakes are on point as well. I mean, you are stopping quickly with these bad boys. It's nice. I mean, you're sat up high and you are sat up on top on a tall bike, so you're gonna get a really good vision on your ride. Everything here is just, it just seems to work. It just seems to be functional. This is designed for a rider, because it's a tourer, go figure, for a rider who's going to go on a long distance and he doesn't want the hassle, or she, of course, they don't want the hassle of having to search for things. Everything is at the fingertips, and everything is designed for comfort. And whether you're on a big highway or whatever, motorway, or on these sort of back roads, it's nice. I mean, it's really slippery underfoot today, so beautiful day, but we've had a lot of rain and moisture on the road, so I'm just taking it easy. But you know, you get the impression with this that you could fling in a bend and it will definitely hold itself. Brakes are lovely. There's no snappiness to the brakes. You add a bit of pressure and they caress the brakes. Do you know what I mean? You can feel them gripping, but they're caressing them. Then if you really want to put the brakes on, oh yeah, definitely. It's almost like, dare I say, it's almost like you're not even accelerating when you're on it. Very, very odd. Right, let's get onto the road and see what we got. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! I tell you what, you get this bike, first, second gear, you get up to 7,000 or 8,000 RPM, exhaust note changes a little bit, it kind of fades away into the background. It is just an awesome bike. And I've got to say, you do not feel as if you are going fast. You feel as if you are on a missile that's inside a tank, if that makes sense. It's just so stable. I didn't feel anything there. You just felt as if you're gliding up the road. Oh my goodness, wow, what an awesome bike. What an awesome bike. I tell you, if you're looking for any kind of tourer, oh, this is something special. This is something special. It really is. I never thought I'd be a BMW fan, but the proof is in the pudding, as they say, isn't it? The proof is that if you ride these bikes, you're gonna have a sensation that they are just awesome. Just get back to normality, shall we? And stop Stop masturbating over the BMW K 1600 GT. Look, all you can say about this bike, you're going to be so comfortable on the long ride. It's a tourer. It does what it says on the tin. You've got a radio, okay? I'm not going to go into that, but all the high-tech stuff here, it's got it on point. You could have a dynamic package where you can upgrade things. I think for 2021 they're going to make a lot of the upgrade items on the Taurus. They're going to make them more standard. I think they're changing a lot of the screens for the 2021 or into 2022, whatever. It is an awesome bike on the road, on the tour. Absolutely, you sit on this all day and you won't even fear the thing. Wow, what a bike. Right, now the next thing is it an all-rounder? Is it a kind of daily commuter for you? Let's just see. In the bend. Yeah, look, you are feeling the weight in the turn, but it's almost like it's not an aggressive weight. It's almost like it's just there. It's reminding you, saying, no, look, I am a big bike, you know, just be careful. Let's have a look at the acceleration, shall we? Right, the acceleration is definitely there. You are definitely knowing that you are going fast, but it's not blistering acceleration because you're moving such a big hunk of metal, aren't you? It's really strong, powerful acceleration, but it's not aggressive, and it's never going to be, because it's a tourer. It's not a sports bike, right? Yep, kind of makes sense, but it is lovely. So look, this goes round a bend very, very sweetly. It'll get past any car, any truck. You know, you'll give another bike a good go, that's for sure. It's got a lovely pickup, you know, from the lower revs, you know, getting into the higher revs as well. You just twist that throttle and you just, you know, wait for it to wind up. Oh yeah. Wow, wow, wow. The thing is, could I see myself sitting in traffic all day on this, you know, on a commuter? I think if you've got relatively light traffic, fine. And it's a big bike. It's not so grossly wide, but it is a big bike. So filtering is going to be a bit cumbersome, I gotta say. And so, you know, kind of flick it left and right. I mean, look, it's very flickable on an open road, but I'm talking about trying to weave through traffic and stuff. Yeah, it'll take a little bit more work. I mean, it's nothing that can't be achieved, of course. So lighter traffic, yeah, I think it's definitely a lot more usable. Really, you know, kind of urban streets, city streets traffic, yeah, I mean, it's not really designed for that, you know, so let's give it a break on that respect. But look, you know, you might have to sit in traffic a little bit. It's very odd. The first, second, third gears, you know, you roll on the throttle and the exhaust tone gives you the impression that you're really winding it on, but you're not. You're not at all. You know, you're kind of hovering at about 2,000 RPM, you know. Oh, lovely. Beautiful. As I say, you can change the rider modes into road, rain, dynamic, and that basically changes all the power output, ABS response, traction control response, or you can change and that will automatically change the suspension settings, or you can change the suspension settings independently in a mode, a rider mode, whatever. And it's all done by down here bit with this little toggle thing. BMW, I've got to say, have been very intelligent. This is my first time on a tourer from BMW. Very impressed indeed. Oh. And it's smooth as well, lovely and smooth. You're on a carpet, I've got to say. And I'm going over these speed bumps here, and you know what, I'm not going to try and kid you to say it's like you're on a carpet, you're gliding over it, but it's a lot smoother than other bikes I've been over these speed bumps on. A lot smoother than those. I wasn't sure what to make of the suspension setup, especially at that front, that dual lever system, that single strut that they've got there. But it's nice. It's a nice bike. It's a nice ride. Just listen to that. Beautiful. And the roads are drying out now, so you can get a bit more confidence with it as well. But look, it's, you know, wet roads, slippery roads, you're always going to have to be conservative, no matter what bike you're on. Of course, only a fool will really, you know, throw it around in the wet. But when it dries out, yeah, look, this is more than capable. More than capable. Clutch, I'll tell you what, again, silky smooth. Gear changing, silky smooth. Clutch it's not hard at all. It's very soft, but it's not as light as some other bikes that I've ridden from BMW. But it is really, really smooth. Oh, wow. Wow, wow. It is so good. It is so good, this bike. It really is. You don't feel as if... They're all going very slowly, those cars. Come on, get up to speed. You don't feel as if you're going fast on this. You don't feel as if you're being... There's no vibration. A lot of wind buffeting is taken away from the screen, which can be adjusted, of course. And it's a wide screen as well, so it's great for touring, but you're still getting airflow on you. And you can change it as well to have more of a wind ride than not. It's so nice. Look, am I going to say this is the greatest bike for all road conditions? No, because you're going to have to work a little bit harder, certainly on city streets, certainly on really tight, twisty back roads and everything. And it is a big, heavy bike, but I tell you what, as an all-round kind of longer commuter, tourer, of course, definitely a contender. Definitely a contender for the stable. Oh yeah. Really slippery here. I can already see it. I'm not sure if you'll pick it up on the camera, but it's almost... Do you know what? I think I get the impression that the bike is really capable to deal with that. It's just that this is a new bike for me. I'm not so confident in it. If you ride one of these, a K1600 GTs, the Sport, let us know what it's like in those bends, you know, those tight, twisty bends, especially in the wet. Do you have the confidence to throw it around, or are you kind of not 100% sure yourselves? And what's the best tyre option for this as well? Let us know. But my first impressions, and probably your first impressions if you ever got on one of these, it is just awesome bike. Deceptive with the exhaust tone and with the gear ratios, I would say. Very deceptive of how quick this could be, how powerful this could be. But it is just a really, really nice bike. Really nice bike. Wow, going into the sunrise. So, look, final verdict, BMW K16 GT. This is a Sport. It's got everything that you'll ever want on a motorcycle if you're doing longer distance and if you're doing, you know, a tour. It's got the storage space, it's got cubby holes left, right and center, it's got the big radio if you want that. You can sync up your phone and everything all to this infotainment system or whatever they call it. It's got all the electrical accessories and the control, ABS, traction control, smart suspension. It's got it all. It's got it all, and it rides so smooth, so glorious on the road. I think you'd be hard pushed to find a better bike for that type of riding. If you're going on a long distance ride, oh wow, what can I say? If you're going a long distance ride, you might seriously want to consider this bike. It's pricey, yes, 18,000 and change. You know, you might as well bump up a little bit more, 20,000 for all the accoutrements, as it were. I don't even know if that's a word, but you know what I mean. But look, it is an awesome bike. An awesome bike, and I think you're going to be really comfortable for the long distance, and your partner or whoever's on the back is going to be really comfortable on the long distance as well. And that's probably what is really going to swing it for you. because there's nothing worse than getting off a long ride. You're putting in 500-600 miles a day, let's say, or maybe a little bit less, I don't know, maybe a bit more, and you get off the bike and you're absolutely shattered and you're no good for man nor beast. Okay, you actually still want to be able to function at the end of it. And I think on this bike, so far, it's the leader of the pack of really comfortable, really capable tourers that actually is a really good impersonator of a good, powerful, sportier bike. Yeah, the Sport GT kind of gives it away, really, I suppose, doesn't it? But anyway, listen, I hope you found that useful. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Check out the website, RevelatorAlf.com. But look, BMW K16 GT, oh, sport, oh yes, oh yes. A couple more videos coming at the end of this one, and I'll catch you on the next video. Ta-da! RevelatorAlf.